I'm Jack Edjourian, and for about 20 years, worked on these music boxes. I was the lead concept artist. 20 years, one per year. So the idea is that help comes from the White House, goes through all these political parties, and down here, this is us, the public. And you can see there's always a sorry barricade rises when aid comes from the White House. It never reaches us. The eagle, the American eagle, flies down, gets the ball, which is a light, and returns it right back to the White House. And obviously the word filibuster is lighting up. And over here, you'll see an Obama who's in deep water, who slides out from under the American shield. That's it. Don't get your finger caught in it. So here's the playing field. But we ended up coming to this, and of course we also left out certain things like the scoreboards. Then the start of the design of the exterior. Make it very elaborate. Then this ended up being in the very bottom where the barricade comes up, the sorry barricade. And that's us, a cross-section of the public, a guy in a wheelchair, you know, a tall guy, small guy, young girl, older boy, stuff, just a cross-section. This was another possible character that sticks up out of the hole and just rotates left and right to block, and he, of course, always dressed in a suit like a politician or a businessman. More exteriors, more design features, get into this. This was an idea for the corner legs. Moving. This is always just a back and forth between me and a guy named Bill Bartolotta. So the back, you can see the back right there, and the back right here. It's supposed to represent a leather. So it's not really, it's a cast urethane, but it has, it's been painted and dry brushed to make it look like a laid down leather. And this was supposed to look like alabaster. It's got veins in it. And vacuum tubes, which are vacuum formed plastic over cast urethane ribbing with LED lights underneath it. The corners have lights in them too. This is more concept art for the corners. And you can see originally you start with an eagle, but then we're getting closer to the light up ball corner. And that's kind of where we're getting to here. It's the whole base with the wings, and we're actually getting to the finalizing this design. And at one point there's going to be some of it on the base, but that went away. This is the switch panel back here. A power plug to charge an indicator light of the charge and the master switch. Well, this has two serpents wrapped around the Obamacare logo, and they're literally attacking it. They're injecting it with poison. This was an illustration that I was going to use to simulate the Obama in deep water. There's two of them in there underneath the U.S. shield. He'll come out every once in a while, midway into the song. And it was him in deep water, with little fishies and stuff like that. But we ended up not using that. I think it was too direct. Parties. This was the piece of art that adorns the side of the box. So these are the actual ink drawings of those, and then they're color rendered. These are the instructions. So with every box, there was always a booklet that went with it that explained how to charge it, how to even lift it out of the box. So which is this. You open the box, and then they're not in order. I would just draw to fill the space. I would later use Photoshop to assemble the image, but it would be a sequence of removing this, and then, you know, the charging instructions, the lyric sheet is all in here, and then it would be hands reaching in with arrows like this on how to pull it out of the box safely. So I'll walk you around the base. You have cave-ins. You have the infinity chamber. So what happens is you notice there's a very ambiguous human being in a coal car, and the song refers to fiat currency as when governments start printing money to aid the deficit, which is not the right way to do things apparently. So if you notice, the character changes positions, right? It's almost like he's sitting up in this lower level. On this level, he's kind of cupping his head. On this level, he's tucked down. On this level, he's looking over the edge, and on every level, it goes from euro to yen to, I think, dollar, and then renminbi. I might be wrong though. Essentially, it's an unsure time. Obviously, this year it was a bear market because the bear comes out and tries to eat the guy. This was a nightmare to build and design. It's even, I think it's one of the most difficult ones to repair when one of them comes in to fix. If you want to access the lower level, you have a servo go bad here, you literally have to tear everything from the top down and work your way down. There are hidden panels, and pieces that you break out to get to a bolt. Like I think this piece drops out. You can obviously see the split here where this whole piece comes off, so you can access the mechanics in the back. But everything is, I mean, these are all water jet aluminum bases for the tracks. The tracks were bent to form. They don't, I mean, the mine cars do ride on them, but they obviously, there's no propulsion. The gap you see here is actually a servo mounted at the center of this arc that drives it using a piece of rod. And each level has that slot that the arm is hidden into. The only one that's different is the bottom one has this crevice that the arm literally does a Z bend and goes to the servo. The sensor switch that you can hear clicking over here lets the processor know that the cart has homed in, and this one in turn tells the processor that it's out. Above each door there's the word trust too, by the way. Each door that he goes into. And starting now, here are your tracks with the servos in them. Each servo had to be tuned, so it was buying a high-end servo, taking it apart, I think putting in a resistor and removing the pot, and there was a calibration involved. Some of these boxes had custom control boxes made to calibrate for each servo because servos were not always, the one servo was a little off than the other servo, then the other servo, then the other servo. So there was a point after modification of the servos where you actually had to tune the box. So there was a port on the main card that Al Miller designed, and he also designed the control boxes where we could actually sit there, look at a screen, and drive that servo up, hit the end point, program the main card, drive the servo to the other extreme, hit the start, and save that to the card. So it was each box went through that process per level. Going into the siding, which we did end up using. This was the initial drawing for the bear. So you can see the bear, there's a servo mounted inverted with a wire mounted to his back, and as the horn swings out, the bear actually leaves the cave, which is how we did this. When the box runs flawlessly, it's an illusion. You think the same card is entering, going its way. It's even timed that way. It simulates the travel of the cart coming around, going up inside the mountain, and then exiting here. So people sometimes think, how the hell did you change the orientation of the guy sitting in the cart? Well, obviously they're all different carts. The waterfall in the back. I mean, these are all drawings that were shown and approved. And we have the bear. The Teddy Ruxpin didn't go very well. Wasn't too scary. This is the 2015, the last year of the music boxes. It's called A View from Above. That's it. We started out way different. So originally we were going to have high-rise buildings going up and down. It went to elephants with a series of scales and mechanics on the back of it. We had orbital planets. We went to this clock-like fixture, which actually he liked a lot, so I started refining it. More gearing math, figuring out the right gear train, and then with this, I think the spacing is every 10,000ths of an inch. You can't be off, otherwise you have grinding, binding, and you don't want to put a giant motor in there to compensate. That's the wrong way to go about it. Here's the start of this whole mechanism, which simulates a locomotive. Essentially pumping. Now with this, you cannot make a mistake, because when the company that cuts these gears for you, when they start going, there's no samples and there's no stopping. You pay for the 1,000 gears you order, and if they don't work, it's on you. The first thing they do is send you certifications that their machines are all calibrated so that you can't tell them, hey, your machine was off. So this is what you get. You get the instructions on how to remove the box, and then you get the lyric sheet with the artwork, and the art drawn by me. It's just Darwin shows the way, which is also copper etched on the corners, both sides. This is a cast urethane base, but it's been painted to look like wood. Essentially, this year, Sam was basically telling the recipients that if you don't change the way you do business to meet the times, then you will become extinct like the dodo bird. This is where we started coming up with the rotor blades and the goggles. So again, out of this first volley of concepts, we like this. Of course, this has got jet engines of the wings and robotic legs that evolved into something else later. But the propeller idea coming out of the back and the goggles being deployed from the skull cap, we started getting into more of the finalizing sketches of the look as far as how the dodo would be displayed on the box. So you can kind of see what's going on there. But this is, again, Darwin's idea. It was a concept converting what I would think would be in Darwin's sketchbook if this creature actually did evolve like this, which is going from feather to rotor blade. Same thing with the cross sections, the airfoil. The skull cap opening up and the binoculars deploying, which was a mechanism that was designed by a very intelligent guy who was sadly no longer with us, named Robin Riley. So on this one, I had it so a ball compass would be, it would come out of his chest and there would be a ball compass. And then on this version, there is what you see here, which is essentially a brooch that has the ocean, the sky, and the sun basically crosses over the rise of a new day. The neon, there's 4 different colors of neon, split into 2 per side, because obviously the theater splits in half. And this is all electroluminescent stripping, EL wire is what we call it. The idea of the whole movie is that, first of all, every headline you see in that little reel that plays is an actual newspaper headline that happened. And you notice that the bear attacks. So this year, again, was a bear market year, 2007, and it's essentially the original idea of this started out. Sam wanted a crash derby He wanted an arena which had a series of cars that would go around, and they would crash, and then they would realign and keep racing. So it evolved into this thing, which was a beautiful Art Deco theater, all sculpted, and then cast by John Ferrari again. The wood is, I believe this is Coca-Cola. Then the rest of it is all just cast urethane. This is magnesium etched panels. This is an aluminum with an etching on it. These are all cast urethane panels. All this had to be designed, chemically etched. The inside, these are magnesium too, and I don't know if you noticed, but on the inside there's actually diagrams of previous boxes. So this whole back part here has a vertical DVD player in it that Al Miller was able to cue and also take the sound out and run it through an amplifier and something to clarify the sound, so that a 3-inch CD would play all that animation through that DVD player onto the screen, pump the sound out. This is the only box that has 2 sets of batteries in them. This is the Sarbox edition of the box. I think when Enron took place, the government instituted a law called the Sarbanes-Oxley legislation, which mandated that any big company keep track of they have to have paperwork on every penny that is transacted. Now, you have billions of dollars going and coming in, that would cost a lot of money. So I don't think Sam was too happy about that law. It was very strict, and of course, because of what Enron did, it cascaded into this, which essentially is a ticker tape, an Edison ticker tape. As you see, you got the government's prison tattooed hands, Sarbox, reaching to grab. You got the dollar splitting, showing you the industry underneath it with the pistons going. I don't know if you notice, there's a boiler with a gauge that's getting out of control. And on the other side, there's a series of needles, and then as far as the top goes, the tape is white to begin with. But then the ticker starts ticking SOS, ... dash dash dash, ... dash dash dash. And then as the tape is deploying, it goes from a white to a blood red. And when the ticker is going, it's actually that the tape displays SOS Sarbox. SOS Sarbox is the message on the ticker tape when it's being rewound. With this thing, we had to make sure that the tape, there was no way that it was going to bind or trap. So we tested this thing 300-400 times. The guy who came up with this beautiful mechanism was Corey Fauché. There was an optical reader inside there. You can see the 2 circuit boards on either side. There's an infrared beam with a receiver on the other side. And the tape actually has an elongated slot in the beginning and the end to tell the processor when it deploys, it sees that gap and it knows the tape is leaving. And then towards the end of the song, when it's expecting that tape to know where the end of the line is, when it sees that slot, then it comes through. There's a couple of worm gears going back that have 2 arms, one for the hands and the other for the doors. And those doors slide within 2 rails. There's 2 slots cut into this aluminum disc and this aluminum disc that are basically the tracks for these doors. Brass buttons, cast urethane hands, spun aluminum parts. This band here has random letters on them. There is integrity here. There is honesty. There's compliance, liability, audit. So all these words, it looks like a random, but during the song, at certain points of the song, certain words are picked out and they light up. There's a few that my wife has forbid me from putting out because there's just the house is flooded with these things. I love them. I still have, there's still a couple guys I work with right now that worked on these boxes, and we still go, fuck, that was a great time. That was such a good, it was such a good job. It was so enjoyable. They were more about the art and putting out I mean, it's a gift, and there's only a limited amount of people that receive them. I still have the honor of repairing these things. So every once in a while I get a shipment in of these things. And all these right here, this is all hardware from different years, 2003, 2005. So my whole workshop is geared around repairing these things. But the most common over the years of repairing these, I figured out what most commonly will burn out. Usually it's the battery. And those I don't need to store. I would just buy new ones. I have to assemble the pack. So I've built machines for welding and assembling these. Every one of them has a different pack in them. Some for space, some for power. And so it's just a matter of bringing it in and figuring out what's wrong with it. And then just repairing it and shipping it out.
This is Sam Zell, once again, taking this opportunity to wish all of you the best for the upcoming year.